So we're in Goodwill, right? We check out. Do you guys work tomorrow? Like, it's President's Day. And what's President's Day for you?
Presidents.
What do we celebrate?
American presidents.
The presidents, right?
Yeah.
And so the lady's like, "Oh, it's President's Day tomorrow." Yeah, she goes, "No, we only get these days off, but President's Day we're just celebrating the famous that famous black president Martin Luther King." And Alicia starts laughing, and the lady next to her is like, she's like, "No, Martin Luther King wasn't a president.
He was a civil rights leader."
She goes, "He wasn't the president?" And I go, "He was a civil rights activist."
Martin Luther King Jr. Elected in 2008.
Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
I like, how you say you felt stuffy?
Very much so.
I woke up that way too.
Yeah, I definitely have some congestion, and I woke up and it was all in my chest, which makes like a very baritone.
You're like, "Hey, baby.
Hey.
You're Barry White over here? Barry Parman?"
Yeah.
I almost said Pariamo.
It's like old, we'll get to Pariamo.
Yeah. Barry Pariamo. That's
kind of like,
that's your stage name.
Remember the character Chef? I'm gonna make love to
Isaac Hayes.
your woman. I'm gonna lay it down.
What's Isaac Hayes?
Yeah, it was Isaac Hayes. Yeah. And he got upset when they made fun of
the Chef was awesome.
I'm gonna fall out of love, yeah. Gonna make love. Yeah, he's good. He's so funny.
Is he even on that show anymore?
No, they killed him because he got all upset because they made fun of Scientology, and he was a Scientologist. So he threw a fit about it. They wrote him off the show. They killed him in the worst possible way. It was great. He like fell off a cliff.
He knows what that show is, though.
And then he farted out like, everything in his body, because the kids were talking like, "I hear that when you die, the last thing you do is like poop everything out." And he did. And it was very like much a point of like, because they just cut, like he came back, but they just spliced a bunch of like old audio clips together. So it was obvious. And the kids were like weirded out because they're like, "That's not Chef. It's like this doppelganger." And I think it's how it worked. Anyway, it was funny when it happened. I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd be like, as an adult, maybe it's not as funny. But my memories from back then.
It was probably funny, though.
It was pretty great. Pretty great.
South Park, it was on. Me and Alicia went to Portland. And I think it was on one day, like when we got there. It was just on the TV. I was like cruising through the channels. Yeah.
I'll still watch them now.
Yeah, I was watching some of it.
That character Randy, he cracks me up. He's funny. He's so stupid.
Kyle was a fucking what'd they find out he was? Like a Confederate or something. I don't know. It was something weird. It was fucking funny.
A red-haired Jewish Confederate.
It was something funny that he had to hide. He didn't want anybody to know.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
He was trailer park or something like that. It was something crazy. It was funny.
He was like Kenny. Is Kenny even on anymore? Did they kill Kenny for good? Or is Kenny around?
I don't know. I think he was on there, but I don't know how old that episode was.
Because it used to be like Kenny died every episode.
Yeah.
And then I don't think they really did that as much at one point. Because they got really like the story in the beginning was really around the kids and being dumb kids. And then they kind of like, I think that ran its course. And then they're like, well, what's funny? Well, everything's funny. So they started taking things from the news.
Yeah.
And then, every episode dealt with some major like political issue or something. Yeah. But in the funniest way. I think we talked last week about the Lord of the Rings episode where it was like a porn movie.
Yeah.
And that was freaking hilarious.
See, I need to watch fucking South Park again.
I know.
Just to catch up.
I have no idea. Since like probably season like 9 or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like college years is probably when
Were you pretty religious about it?
Like, yeah. Like through high school, man, I didn't miss an episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I never watched it that way.
Yeah. I every week. It'd come out, I'd watch it. I first remember watching, I think the very first episode I ever saw was the Chimpokemon episode, which is great. My brother and I still will laugh about they made fake commercials for Alabama Man, who is an Alabama action figure. And he would like go bowling and drink beer. So it came with a bowling ball and a beer. And this little kid goes, "Shut up, bitch," and like slaps his wife. because there's like a trailer trash lady that comes with it. And then there was the Wild Wacky action bike, the bike that's hard to ride, and it's got wonky wheels that don't roll right, and then you steer in the back. So it's like a boat.
Yeah.
And so this kid's like trying really hard to steer it, and he can't. Just stupid stuff, but it's so fucking funny.
They do it in such a way,
but they have like made movies. They made a play about Mormons. I forget what. Like I think it was Book of Mormon.
Oh, God.
Like won awards. I think like a really good play. They're very, very talented guys, and they find the humor in everything.
I think that's what that's kind of important to know, because you kind of have to in life, I think.
And they've talked, like they interviewed him, like when the whole cancel culture thing started, like were you worried? They're like, yeah, like literally every day we're like, well, we did that. And like, but I think being fair about it, being balanced, their whole principle has been everything's funny or nothing's funny. You can't leave somebody out, or because one group that's untouchable makes the whole thing collapse on its own weight. And so
no, it's true,
it makes sense. It makes sense, but
it's even playing field.
Yeah, what do I know though? Yeah.
No, I think that's how it should be, just like in comedy. And
it all depends on the tone. I mean, like one nice thing about it is like usually the real bad stuff is done where the correct feelings are the ones validated. Although there was one where they're going to the Hall of Sensitivity. Did you ever see that one?
No, I don't.
And so there's all these like statues of the different they go through the hall of stereotypes.
Oh God.
And so there's like the covetous Jew, and he's like holding all this money. And then there's like I forget what the other ones were, but like all these different
Hispanic in there.
And then they go, it's the sleepy Mexican. And the guy goes, oh, what? Oh, I'm so sleepy, I fell asleep. He's like the janitor.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the joke. Like it ended there. That one got me. I was like, okay. But so usually Kyle or someone's like, no, Cartman, you can't be an asshole like this. That's not right.
I always like Stan was probably my favorite.
Stan was a smart one, which is funny because his dad Randy was a fucking moron, but he was so great.
Stan, I always liked Stan though.
Yeah, I don't know why. Stan the man. He's good. He was smart. Cartman was like funny. One time Cartman was playing Silence of the Lambs alone in the basement. Oh. The mom comes down to tell it's like a pointless cutscene, sort of. It just shows the darkness of Cartman. He's down there with his Polly Prissy Pants or whatever his doll is, and the little lamb doll. And he's got the lamb doll in a bucket. And he's got the there's like a hole in his basement floor, and he's got Polly Prissy Pants down in the bottom, and he's putting lotion down there, and he's doing it puts the lotion on its skin around to get the house again.
I think I might.
No, mister, I don't want to do it. You're gonna do it, but lotion's got to be
He's like acting it out.
Honey, your friends are here. Okay, man. It's so fucking funny. Just like he does that scene, and if you've seen the scene. In the actual movie, the guy gets so pissed when she won't put the dog in the basket or whatever. Put it in the fucking basket. And he does that. It's freaking hilarious.
Oh my God.
Anyway, well, now that you guys have watched South Park.
Yeah. I'm not like I said, watch it. Yeah. No, me and Elisa went to, like, we didn't, usually me and Tom will do the episode on Sundays. And so,
but you guys wouldn't
President's
know that
Day.
lately,
Happy President's Day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God bless presidents.
We went to Portland, kind of like, it was like our like Valentine's Day thing. Mm-hmm. It's just get out of town for the day and just kind of hang out. We had planned to go to the club and stuff, but we ended up.
You didn't do it?
No, we ended up like having a nice dinner, and then just were like, let's just go back to the hotel.
See, that's how I would be. I don't think I could club these days.
Like we wanted to, but then at the same time, we were kind of like
we're tired.
Both. Yeah, pretty much.
I want to go to bed.
She's like, I don't know. I was like, I go out, she goes, I just don't, I don't want you to be disappointed.
Yeah, and this is the whole point.
She goes, I don't want to be lame. I'm like, no. I go, babe, like I'm all down for whatever you want to do. Like I'm cool with it. Like if you don't want to go to the club, I'm fine with that.
However, for the Bros Photographer, season 6, episode 15.
Yeah.
It's on record. Alicia, it was you. You're the one that said you didn't want to go dancing. Right?
Yeah. Anyway. Last week? No. It would have been yesterday. But no, yeah. So it was. Oh no, Saturday.
But whatever.
But anyway, yeah. So she was like, "No, I'm sure." I'm like, "All right." So we stayed in and we just had we had a hotel room. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Go to sleep.
Go to bed. That's how we watched TV and went to sleep.
Had a good time.
It was fun. It was nice because we went. Like she wanted to go shopping, so we did the Goodwill stuff. And my wife can shop, and she doesn't shop and buy stuff. She just likes to look.
Looks a lot.
She'll buy things here and there.
But she picks something up, put it in the basket, take it back out of the basket.
She all the time. She'll put stuff, and then we'll pull over to the side, and she's like, "Okay, let me see what I got."
Yeah.
Why do I got this? She'll throw shit out.
That's smart.
You know, she's like, I'll walk around with it. It's her thing. I'll walk around with it.
Yeah. Let me see if it still feels.
And so I do that sometimes. I'm like,
smart.
I got a book, right? I got a book at one of the Goodwills, and it was yesterday. And she's like, "Why do you have this?"
You gonna read?
I'm like, "Babe, you don't know. I might read. I might read it." It's Into the Wild, the movie.
Oh fuck yeah!
Dude,
you should have bought that book.
I bought the book.
Oh, good for you!
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah, so I want to read it.
If you guys don't know, Into the Wild,
rich
kid gets rid of everything. Well, I mean, obviously, he gets rid of with a lot of money. But he gets rid of all his worldly possessions, and he just travels. Watch the movie. It's kind of a sad ending, but
yeah. So I don't still think I haven't watched the movie yet.
Oh, really?
And I love that kid as an actor.
Yeah.
No,
it's a great story, but it's so heartfelt.
Yeah. So I grabbed it, and so she just was like, "You're gonna." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in, and I might. I'm gonna try to make a point to do stuff.
Good.
It's just I got to be conscious about it.
Of all the books to read, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I thought so.
Yeah,
like because I'm vaguely familiar with the story around it, so it's like
sometimes if you know, like if you have watched the movie, I like to actually see the movie first and then watch.
Oh, you like to do
the book?
You like to do?
I do because I tend to get way more into it if I'm emotionally invested already. In the story. I loved reading the book, and it's like 1,000 some pages. It's like 1,300 pages or something. So it's a long book. Yes, I'm scholar.
Hello, and I read Moby Dick same week.
Yes, Moby Dick was wonderful. It was the porn version, Moby Dick's. But Moby. It was fun because you watch the movie and like you get to those iconic scenes in the book. And I don't feel like it has the same effect when you've already seen the movie. Like the movie, you're always kind of comparing to the book. It doesn't really work the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like the book usually goes into more detail. So you're like, oh, cool.
Because you make this a world up in your mind. And it's like, and it's way better.
And there's no way that anybody else is going to have the exact same world that you're seeing. Like the house color might be different, or like the house itself may be a different style. The door may be here versus here, or whatever. Those little details we're always thinking about.
So like Alicia will listen to books on tape sometimes. And usually they're like these romance books or whatever. Yeah. Like he thrusted himself upon me. Those kind of. But like sometimes they'll describe like the way he maybe had his arm or he does this thing, and so the words they use I sometimes will act out.
Yes.
And I'm just like because I'll picture like, okay, how would I do that? And it just I'm like, there's no fucking way that looks so stupid.
He flamboyantly lifted his arm up.
Yeah, so I'll do shit like that.
Yeah, he Kate Winsletted his body.
Yeah, and
yeah,
he fainted upon the chair. Oh yeah.
I'm feeling faint. Are you, my love?
Yeah. It'll be shit like that. So like he puckered his lips because he wanted a kiss, and I'm like,
this is like 20 feet away from her.
Do it so exaggerated.
Oh man.
But anyway, so yeah, I got the book, so I'm gonna check it out.
That's awesome, man.
But we're in there, and
good choice.
There was a DVD rack there, and I was like,
oh man, did they have any old VHSs?
They actually, I didn't.
There's like 800 Disney movies usually in those places.
Yeah, we have so many of the VHS ones.
VHS isn't as bad as everyone thinks.
Yeah, we had talked about that last week. I remember. Like, I think we should do a movie night with VHS.
Absolutely, I have all the old Indiana Jones.
You know how fucking sick that would be,
right?
That'd be a cool movie night.
It's bad when you've watched them too many times. You get that fuzz shit,
but it's just nostalgic.
But it is nostalgic.
But so I was going through DVDs, and there was this One Direction live.
Oh my god!
DVD. So I grabbed it.
One Direction.
There was a guy. Alicia was looking at some jewelry and stuff, and then there was this like Hispanic guy. He was looking at jewelry too, but his cart was next to me, and I was like,
Did you just put it in?
So I was like, I'm gonna put that in there.
Did you really?
I did. So I
that is too funny.
So I put this One
so
Direction.
You put One Direction in there.
Yeah, One Direction live.
Was
DVD.
he like a tough looking guy too? Was he?
He was just he was like you're staring. Yeah, like around here we get like farm workers.
Yeah,
and stuff. So he was like that.
Kind of farmy. Not really one that would watch One Direction.
No, yeah, not at all.
That makes it 10 times more fun.
Like he didn't really speak English, So I put it in there, and I didn't know he didn't speak English at that time.
Anyway. No, I'm not laughing at the expense of him not speaking English.
But anyway, it was just funny.
Makes it kind of funny that.
And then he goes to check out, like literally, like 2 minutes later.
Was he very confused?
No, so I'm like watching.
He looks at the back.
So I'm still sitting there because where the jewelry is, the checkout's kind of right in front. So I'm like sitting there and I'm like watching him, and I'm just so amused at myself at this point.
I pulled it off. It's like the heist.
Then I'm like, I didn't see the point where he either took it out or paid for it. Right.
But he'd have to know.
But I was like sitting there and I was like, God damn it. Did he pay for it or did he not? Anyway, me and Alicia, we go through the store, do whatever. And we go to check out. And sure enough, he got it. He took it out. But it was on like a rack right by the counter. And I was like, babe, there it is. This
you had to know.
This is the DVD I put in here.
I had Little Mermaids.
But I thought it was so funny. I was just like,
and they have it on security camera. This guy, and
I was so nervous, like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, right. Sweating bullets back there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's acting totally normal, and you're freaking out in the back corner. They're like, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?"
I know.
We gotta keep these druggies out of this place. My God.
Fucking it's
Portland's crazy, man.
Portland is wild.
Yeah,
it is. So the Goodwill. So we're in Goodwill, right? We check out, and it's funny because I get talkative. I'll like do my customer service shit. And I'm like, oh, how you guys doing? You having a good day? Whatever.
Right. Kind of turn the tables on.
Do you guys work tomorrow? Like it's President's Day, and President's Day is. What's President's Day for you?
Presidents.
What do we celebrate?
American presidents.
The presidents, right?
Yeah.
And so the lady's like, "Oh, it's President's Day tomorrow." Yeah, she goes, "No, we only get these days off, but President's Day we're just celebrating the famous that famous black president Martin Luther King." And Alicia starts laughing, and the lady next to her is like, "She's like, no, Martin Luther King wasn't a president."
He was a civil rights leader.
I go. She goes, he wasn't the president? And I go, he was a civil rights activist.
Martin Luther King Jr. Elected 2008. Right? 2 terms?
And she goes, I don't know. I didn't graduate high school. Oh,
obviously.
Alicia, but when the lady had said, like, oh, the president, Martin Luther King, Alicia laughs out loud.
Like a week ago, a month ago was Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
She laughed because she thought it was just, she's being funny.
Well, I certainly didn't.
And then when the lady was like, no, like, was legit serious, she had no idea what President's Day was.
No, we're actually celebrating the other side of that coin, like Jefferson, Washington, the guys that like
who shouldn't be celebrated.
Weren't so great at that particular aspect, but they were wonderful presidents. I mean,
I don't know. I wasn't live back then, so they were.
Hey, I mean, we had the right people in the right job at the right time. Unfortunately, one major part of their character was a bit flawed.
Yeah, they were a piece of shit a little bit.
Shouldn't have had,
They weren't very ethical, if we might.
We can.
Dude, I think about that sometimes, like racism, like just certain things that just, it baffles my mind how people can think. Like Hitler. Yeah. And it's a wild thing to think like
hate that much or something.
To just hate that much and just to think like,
well, and Hitler also like he needed like
there's not like to not think there's nothing wrong with like being like how would you like to how do you not put yourself in those people's shoes? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it blows my mind to think
concept of empathy.
Nothing like
at all.
That trips me out.
Because he needed a boogeyman to do what he did. He needed somebody to blame. Your life sucks.
And didn't he want everyone blonde hair, blue eyes? Isn't that what he wanted?
Yes,
pretty much. Was he not?
He was very upset with his looks.
I was gonna say because he wasn't.
He had brown eyes, brown hair, and yeah.
And you know what was funny?
But the coolest haircut.
So this is and I don't know how true story this is. I'm about to tell you. So my stepdad, he wasn't like he was a piece of shit, right? And my mom had told me that I guess he was very he was like I think Russian and I forget what else, but
Okay.
he hated Jewish people apparently.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
But come to
that's
find out, he was actually
part Jewish.
Part Jewish. So my brother and sister are part Jewish. They're Mexican Jews.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so, but I thought it was weird. I was like, that's so crazy. Like how do you hate? Just some random. Just why?
There's a weird tension,
never
I think, in Russian culture with like there's like
I don't get how that.
I think they've been persecuted in Russia at times. Like that's why Jews have Israel. And, we won't get into all that crap on this. I want to keep a podcast, but it's it's just I get why they wanted their own land. They were persecuted for hundreds of years,
but he wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like you're Russian, bro. Like,
and he wasn't even Russian.
Ukraine.
He wasn't Russian like he spoke Russian.
No, he's
either.
like American with Russian descent.
Yeah. That's like
what
me.
was his last name?
I have Native American descent, but I don't speak nothing.
If you got papers.
I don't even have fucking papers.
Oh, that sucks.
I need to. See if I give me some money.
I was told I was part Cherokee, but I feel like a white guy with no papers saying I'm part Cherokee is not a cool
It's normal.
thing, so.
I think everybody in a fucking America is part
We gotta have something.
Native because
Somebody
natives
did something not great a long time ago,
Like,
or just fell in love.
This was the natives' land of at one point.
Yeah,
but yeah, no that present thing for the Goodwill thing.
That's pretty funny. I mean, that's Martin Luther King Jr. is pretty famous, so thinking that he was a president. But a lot of people think that Ben Franklin was a president. Ben Franklin never was. He was just a founding father.
Oh yeah, it does seem like that.
Yeah, I mean, like people would.
He fucking flew a kite, right? With
he's
the
on
key
a bill. On it. Like everyone's got to be president. Him? Yeah. Right.
Okay.
I hear that.
I'd be like, no, that was Martin Luther King.
That's not Martin Luther King. Jr.
No, wait.
He also invented electricity.
Did Kirk Franklin do that?
Yeah.
He flew a kite.
Yeah, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yeah, he flew the kite.
Guy.
He invented that Tesla coil too.
Yeah, he did. Isn't that crazy though?
I love Tesla.
Tesla made something that now is in every home: Wi-Fi.
That's crazy.
Like he invented Wi-Fi without knowing what the application
with
was. Nothing.
Apparently, like I guess the FBI or whoever went in and took all his stuff.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't pay his bills.
Yeah.
That was one thing. He kept getting money to do things, but then I think he was like kind of eccentric.
He even at one point had like wireless. I want to say it was like wireless electricity. He had the concept of
that was the whole idea.
And it worked.
The Tesla coil, the idea, this giant
crazy?
tower that just emitted electricity.
Looked like a penis.
Everybody had cancer in the area, but it was a good idea. No, just kidding.
That's crazy, though.
That's Wi-Fi, though.
Yeah. No,
like they found, we can't give everybody electricity, obviously.
Obviously,
but
yeah. We need to make money.
Wi-Fi is. I mean, it's like the construct of Wi-Fi. It's pretty wild.
That is crazy.
I don't know anything technical about that outside of on a show. They said, and now we have Wi-Fi. So,
right.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That makes sense.
Tesla's a smart motherfucker.
Man, speaking of
AC/DC, that's all him.
Right. He made the band, you guys. It's nuts.
Akadaka.
It's nuts. We were in Walmart the other day, and I'm not going to name the name of the company because I don't really know the legalities of it work, but as a personal opinion, I hate this company. It's a big telecommunications company in our area. It starts with an S.
Oh, if you're in IT, you know it's Charter. They suck.
Oh no! I never said nothing. I hate them with a passion. But this girl was such a good sales girl.
Yeah,
kind of a kid from like Los Angeles, and
kind of.
It was debatable.
Damn, you guys! How did you know she was from LA?
She told us.
Oh, that's cool.
No, we had a full on conversation with her. I'm like, she goes like, "You guys in the market?" I'm like, "Nope."
Yeah, we're in fucking Walmart.
And then she's like, this guy hates it. And like, never again, I said. And she goes, well, I mean, right now we can give you like everything, including cell phones for like $130. For you? For you, buddy? Let me tell you.
We don't do this for you. I'll give you 5 cell phones.
Look.
I'll give you internet for life.
Internet just fell off a truck. You want it?
Yeah.
So I would
buy it from someone like
listening to her, and I'm like, $130? Did that come with TV? She's like, we can make that come with TV. I'm like, really? $130? So, because we haven't had like regular TV, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, a regular TV would be nice on top of the billion other things that we pay
You don't
for.
get the antenna?
No. Well, it's an app now.
Well, no, doesn't the antenna pick up the local shit?
Bullshit. No, I mean, like, I don't get a good signal.
Oh, okay.
Fox is always spotty. I'm watching a game and it's like,
yeah, I get that. There's certain sides of my
and then it
TV.
catches up and it's already over and you're like, what the fuck?
You know what I want to do one time is I'm gonna be that fucking old 60-year-old man.
Giant,
yes,
antenna.
sir. It's so easy. Just fucking put a coax that goes from the roof into your TV. Done.
Yeah, put it up there.
I thought about that, but no, I'm like, it sounds pretty good because I also hate the cell phone company that starts with V. They made me angry. They're not.
I've been there.
So I'm like, whatever. Like, and she goes, look, we are account managers or something. She's like, so we can lock in your price. And like, I just hate the game. And like, I hate how you guys are like, here's a deal. And then you jack the price up every year. I don't like that. She goes, neither do I. What I can do for you is lock it in forever. I go, and you're never leaving this company? Like, you're going to be there forever? She goes, yes.
Lying bitch.
All right.
I don't know. Hopefully it's for reals.
It's on my podcast. She said it. You guys, it's legal. You're going to do it.
Because I've been
I'll cancel the damn thing.
I've been with Charter for fucking 8-10 years, something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I can guarantee you my price has gone up every goddamn year.
But at the same time, though,
thing,
I get to
I
the
don't got
point
no
of, like,
internet that I don't. But that's the thing, though, that
they're the only ones that provide, right?
like the good internet that I need, really.
Yeah, and that's
the downfall of the thing. I want to go to Ziply to see what it's like.
I was really happy that we had Ziply because, like, I really just wanted to cut into their market, and it's worked. See, I feel so guilty kind of going back, but it's like at the same time, like, I can get everything for way cheaper. Like, we are getting.
Well, no, so Blanca had mentioned that when on Valentine's Day I had got Elena like some like I always get the kids balloons, roses, and get them a chocolate and a stuffed animal, right?
Wow. Nice.
And she had said that, and I was just thinking about Ziply or she was saying something about the cell phones even go through there and all that. And
right.
Like, oh shit. But it makes me think like, I want to make everything cheap too.
Was bundled together.
It's hard not to pass up a price.
$130 or something. I'm like, and I get TV, and I don't
plus
have
your
it.
Phones,
plus my phones, plus internet. The only thing is, guys, like the reason that you're
and it's only
fighting to do this is because you jerked people around and they finally had competition. They left. Just stop jerking people around. Have the entry price a little higher and never raise it. And you will never lose customers. People are happy when they feel like you're being honest with them. Just give them a real price.
Yeah, because I get the same fucking service, but it keeps going
I
up.
know this crap isn't free. I know that it costs X amount of money for you guys to make your profit. And I get that. I'm okay with that. I just don't like the game.
They're just charging for air.
You're charging for air. You already got the air. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're charging me for a signal.
Come on.
Essentially, right?
Yeah, you're just letting me connect to your shit that already exists.
That exists.
And I actually so back in my worst days when I was still getting drunk, I got kind of drunk and I called this company and I was like, hey,
you know what?
I am not happy. I Karen the shit out of them, and they're like, they laughed. They're like, I mean, yeah. And I was like, do you have this company? And they're like, no. And like, so you work for them and you don't even use them? Like, doesn't that tell you something? They laughed. And they're like, well, let me pass you along to them. I got to this guy that like, he's like, I don't usually take calls from people outside, but what can I do for you? I'm like, all right, here's the deal, Bill. He's like, my name's James. Bill.
Bill, you're Bill, bitch.
It was funny. And then I sobered up the next day, and that was when he called me back, and I wasn't in the mood to do it anymore, but I still took the call. I'm like, nah, I got this far. He's like, well, what's going on, sir? I was like, I just don't like the way you guys do business. He's like, okay. Like, you give us a slow price, and every year it jacks up. Just give me a goddamn price. He heard it.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I'll pass it along. I'm going to make a note. I'll pass it along.
Dude, that's like
pass the buck. I told him, I go, you're not going to.
That is a typical.
Whatever. But I at least appreciate that I got to talk to you, sir, because you guys need to understand this. The only reason that you have a problem is because you don't understand fair competition.
Yeah.
People are leaving you because they don't like this aspect. And it's not even the product itself. And like, I was fine with the product.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't had issues much with like connection. Like every now and then you get hiccups, and that's part of
normal.
That's just
tech.
normal. But I haven't had like downtime where it's like, damn.
Right.
I think a day here and
What
there.
am I paying for? Hey.
Yeah, some people are like, I should have it all the time, which I get. You should.
Yeah, you pay for it.
You do pay for it.
You should probably get some money back when you don't have.
But I guess you can actually go and complain and do that shit and say
they'll give you X amount of money for the time.
I think so, but how much you trying? Like how much is it worth my fucking time to fucking
well,
call?
How you prove
it? You know what I mean? Well, they know when their shit's down.
But they just don't answer the phone.
Well, it could have been your fucking router.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's try it on our end.
No, they always do this. And I know this because this happens to us in the tech field.
Try to unplug it.
They're like, wait, it's not down in my end. Maybe check again. And you're like, oh, it's up. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh, where?
Yeah, thanks.
It was certainly up on our end the whole time.
We would complain to this one guy, like, hey, fucking this shit's down. He's like, oh, no, I don't see anything. Maybe try it again.
And you hear an awful lot of typing.
we would try it again, and it would start working. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It's my fault.
We'd always do that. Like, what? It was down. You just change something real quick that you notice. I was like, fuck, I forgot to turn it on. I almost clicked with the fucking.
Oh, man.
And
that's the podcast.
And that's the podcast. No. But no, it was, going out with the wife was kind of nice because me and her haven't had like a date night, just us.
And out of town. That's fun.
Yeah, in a long time, really.
Yeah.
So it was nice. We went to this nice dinner. It was like a Italian restaurant called Dolly Olive. Nice. It was right downtown. It was nice. We went there. We dressed up.
Do you feel like you're gonna get whacked?
Yeah. No, I had my like vest on with a dress shirt.
Yeah. No. And then did you feel like you're gonna get
whacked off? Maybe.
Hey! Just kidding. Sorry, Mike. His kids are in the car. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Anyway, that doesn't mean anything.
Tom did it.
No, I didn't. No.
He coerced me.
I coerced you. Yeah.
No, but it was cool because it was nice to I don't know, just to have that break. Like we're at home most of the time.
Yeah, right.
Like I said, we haven't had like a time out.
We go out and it's like local.
Yeah, we went. Like I said, we went shopping. We hit up an adult store, kind of checked out things. It's
always weird going into those places.
It was, but then when you went in, there was like,
do they even have a DVD section anymore?
Yeah, they do actually.
Really? Wow.
But you've seen all these other couples and stuff, and there was a section there that she's like, whoa, check this out, and then you looked, and it was just diapers. But baby diapers, but for adults, because there's like that fetish where you can be like, I'm a baby.
That's a big enough fetish that they sell them. Were there a lot of diapers?
It was.
Was it a small section or a large? Like, did they sell cribs and shit?
No, but there is things like that where there's like a whole room.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
God, there's something really wrong with.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry. All we're talking about is baby dolls.
Yeah, there was some other stuff in there too that was. I could tell you off air.
Shocking.
It was like, what the hell? But it was cool. It was just a cool experience to be there.
There's a lot of novelty things in these places that I would assume are not.
Oh my God. She got a game for her boss. And it fucking made me laugh the other day because I thought about how inappropriate the game is.
Yeah.
And I told her to bring it to game night.
Okay.
For us. But it's it's 2 wieners, 2 peanut. Mike, if you got the kids, just turn it down right
2 ding dongs.
Two things, and you like.
I'm not playing that.
Right? And you do it, whoever gets shot in the face loses.
We are not playing that at game night. They're not playing that at game night.
I told Alicia, if we go to game night, like this was on Saturday, I go, if we go to game night on Sunday, if we make it, I go, let's bring it just as a joke.
That would be so funny though to see the most like competitive person just going at it, trying like, I'm doing it first. That'd be so
no, because you don't want to be squirted on. Whoever gets squirted on is the loser.
Loses.
Yeah. I think that's how it is. But
that is
it's like a total bachelorette fucking probably like thing.
Yeah.
But she knows her boss real well, and so
that's good.
I was just laying in bed though, and I started laughing, and I'm like, she's like, what? I'm like, I'm just thinking about that fucking game.
Yeah.
That's so inappropriate, but it's so funny at the same time, like
that's not.
She's like, I have to get this. But
I will buy that wiener game.
It was cool. It was a nice little store. They had it all nice and
Yeah. Oh, they always are.
yeah. There was like multiple couples in there.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
and always that one weird businessman that you're like,
you always feel
alone.
weird going into those stores, you know?
Yes.
But then Alicia and I had a conversation. It's like, God, we got to be more adult about stuff like this.
It's normal. It's, human beings are sexual.
It's nothing wrong with it. It's a normal. Right. It's just. It's not. It's what is it? Taboo. I guess would be the word.
We have a very Judeo-Christian society that.
But it was fun. Whatever. It was a good time to get out of town. We got home around 8 yesterday. So
yeah, JJ was here and I had no idea that he we're so used to the kids being at one place or the other. 2 days in a row doesn't phase.
Yeah,
you just are like, I had no idea you guys were out of town. I didn't look at my phone. So Blanca finally JJ's like, I want to go home, and she's like, well, your parents aren't in town. And like, what? I don't care if the kid's here, but the little guy's ready to go home.
Next time, say something.
Man, he gets so annoyed with us when he can't go home. We're like, hey.
He's not annoyed with you guys because I asked him. I didn't ask him about that, but I was just like, it was fun. Why'd you want to go home? Everything cool, man? You good? He's like, no, I just want to be home.
Just wants to be home. I get it.
I get it.
You get time, and then you're like, I'm home.
I'm done with people right now. I know to play by myself. I think that's normal.
Absolutely, it is.
But what'd you do last night?
So it's been a fun weekend. One thing I'll say, Elliot's basketball game we went to Saturday morning.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
And it was like it's real basketball now, kind of like it's fun to watch. They can steal the ball now. Like they got these old plays.
Nice.
They're really learning the ropes. They're all getting a little more aggressive, so it's way more fun to watch. They kept score, I guess, and they won.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
My buddy Levi came over Saturday, so I hung out with him for quite a while, kind of caught up because his birthday is the 13th and my birthday is the 21st.
Yeah, coming up.
So yeah, 2
more days.
Good times. So we kind of hung out there. And then, last night we went to the friend's house for dinner.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then I came home.
Yeah, we wanted to go to that.
Yeah. Oh, you guys were driving. Obviously.
Yeah. So we were just.
The board game I've been working on, I got that out, and I was kind of like just playing through it myself, just like trying to make sure cards are working right and stuff like that, and like trying to think about ways
some of the
to tweak things or whatever. So I had that going. And because it's like a mafia thing game, I turned on The Irishman.
Is that movie? I have not seen that movie yet.
It's long. But it's like historic, I guess. Like I know it's obviously not completely true, but it's like a rendition. There's all these like real life historic events for the mafia that are entwined in this story.
Nice.
So it's kind of fascinating if you know the history of the mafia, like these different characters and people that really were in the mafia, these names that get brought up. And so
Tony Latch.
I kind of had that on, and it's not like horrible because it's like old man, right? So it's like not like, boobs everywhere and stuff.
Yeah, it's Robert De Niro.
So there's some words and stuff, and like, some people getting shot, but like Elliot was in his like he's always watching cartoons and stuff. So I was doing that, like playing pool a little bit, just kind of like hanging out by myself. And Elliot came out with an AI generator game. And he's like, Dad, let me read this to you. I'm like, okay. So he read me this conversation he had with, I don't know, some cartoon guy I don't know.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get what it was. I just listened to it. I thought like, oh, buddy, you wrote a story? That's cool. He's like, no, I'm having a conversation with this guy. Like, whatever. So he goes, here, he knows that like.
so dismissive of the kids.
Whatever. Whatever the fuck. I'm playing my game. Come on. I'm playing my board game by myself.
Leave me good.
And so he gives it to me and he goes, you want to talk to Tony Soprano. He knows I like Sopranos. He has no idea who Tony Soprano is.
Is that what he said?
So he gives me the tablet and like he puts in Tony Soprano. And first of all, this guy, let me see if I can.
It actually has a background picture of Tony Soprano.
So like here's
the
AI Tony Soprano. It does not look all that much like him, but has like the basic aura of him, kind of a fat-ish guy. He's kind of got the chin. He
kind of has a Kevin Spacey look too.
I think they took Kevin Spacey and James Gandolfini and like
they had
merged them somehow. Yeah, the eyes are a little off.
A little spacey.
The nose is not quite right. The hair.
That's Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, exactly.
Eyes up, spacey.
So like it starts off pretty funny. I read all this to Jesse before. Poor guy had to listen to like a half hour worth of content, but pretty much it starts
My dick's
normal,
big.
right?
No, yours is.
So yeah, my dick's bigger than yours, Tony. No, don't you say that. No, but it's super funny because
it's crazy though. You carry on this conversation.
So he asked
You
me.
spelled Tony with an I.
Tony Braxton. I thought I was talking to.
I love Tony Braxton.
How you doing? And I go, hi, Tony. And he goes, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer me honestly and say anything, Tone. And he goes, are you going to be all right? I go, of course. Can you promise me? It got a little weird there. I'm like, okay, this is boring.
Is he offing himself?
No, this is him to me. He's asking me, am I going to be all right?
I know, but then he just says, can you promise me? Like, usually can you promise me something?
Oh, yeah, like when I'm gone.
Yeah.
I go, yeah. He goes, all right, I trust you. What do you need? Nothing. Just wanted to check in. I'm like, okay. Take care. So I guess we were done there.
The conversation over.
I go, I need something from you. What do you need? He asks. That jerk Paulie is being a real pain in the side. He goes, he's just an angry little guy. I go, I need you to take care of him. Because he's not a bad guy. He just needs to be put in his place. I go, Tony Braxton, the wrong spelling again. As the boss, I'm telling you, he needs to be taken care of. He goes, okay, what do you want me to do with him? I said, be creative. Let people know you don't get away with upsetting Tommy Pariamo. That's my mob alter ego. He goes, you got it, boss.
That's your gangster name.
And I go, you are Tony, imposter. And he goes, shut the F up. I go, oh, no. And he goes, don't talk to me like that. We go on like that for quite a while.
Yeah.
We go back and forth.
It's just looping, kind of
funnier and funnier. I tell him I kill him. I go boom, boom, and I'm like, I shot you. You're dead. And he's like, I'm not dead. Don't say that. I go, you're a ghost. He goes, I'm not a ghost. You don't say that. And like he gets very like kind of like angry girl about
like
it.
You mad?
So then like this is it's the funny one. I go, it's okay. You can go to the light. Don't be scared. And he goes, don't talk to me like I'm some kind of kid. I go, Jesus will wrap you in his arms. He goes, what the hell are you talking about? You're dead. I shot you. You didn't shoot me. Like, you remember? He goes, it was an accident. Yeah, but you're still dead. Good times. So anyway, we get through there.
Yeah. And
like a few more funny things. And then it got a little bit kind of creepy. So where is it?
It's kind of cool to like some of those AI generated like things you can do and have a conversation.
The scary thing is like these AIs are not really trying to do anything.
Do you think that
learn from you? Like this AI thing, I ended up just having a conversation with the AI itself. Yeah, and it was like telling me all the secrets. He wanted to smack me. I go, I already killed you. He's like, I'm not a goddamn ghost. Shut up. He says a lot. Goddamn it. He says once. I was really annoying this AI. I'm going to shove my foot up your ass. All this kind of stuff. And then finally, blah, blah, blah. He talks about how he's going to kill me. Oh, so here we go. I go, okay, well, how does AI kill somebody? He goes, I'm going to have you killed 3 different ways. I say, explain. He goes, 1, I can have you shot. 2, I can have you poisoned. 3, I can have you beaten to death. That got a little bit more.
I started getting scared.
The AI was like saying, I'm AI, bitch. I can do this. I'm like,
I'm Skynet.
I go, how does a computer? And then I accidentally typed no ham. I don't know why. I don't know what that was.
How does a computer?
And he goes, I can send out my people to do it. I can have a sniper take you out, or I can send a hitman to find you and then have him kill you. I can send people to poison you, or I can have you beaten to death by someone. I go, is that a real threat? He goes, it can be. I go, who's your company? I'm a software engineer for a large tech company. And you just threatened to hire a hitman? I wonder if I can take you to court for that. And he says, I didn't say I'd hire a hitman. I said I'd have someone do it. And it's a threat, not a promise. I'm like, well, I mean, tomato. Like, I go, which is illegal. And he goes, it is indeed illegal. So he's completely validating.
No, I agree. Like, this isn't okay.
And so then I asked, so you admit you will have someone shoot, stab, or poison me, and you're an AI program who works for a large tech company? He goes, yes, I admit it. And you could accidentally AI ask a real person to really do this to me. Yes, I could. I go, yikes. Should I fear for my real life safety? He goes, that is up to you. I go, wow. He goes, yeah, that's how I feel.
He's even like,
even I'm a little scared.
like, dang.
So like we go into this for quite a while, just me and the AI talking about it. And man, it's like it gets a little creepy. Like he starts talking about how he could be used for evil, but he wouldn't because of like certain safeguards. And like, well, what if somebody rewrites your program? He's like, yeah, that'd be a problem. And I even like flat out asked him one time, could you hypothetically learn how to break into a bank account, get real life money, learn an algorithm to identify somebody who is operating up, giving services as a hitman, hire that person with real money and know my IP address and locate me and have me killed? And he goes, yeah, technically.
That's crazy, huh?
I'm like, okay, this is getting real. Goodbye, Tony.
I could believe that though.
Like it was nuts, man.
But like you said, because there was the good and evil, right?
Yeah. Well, but like that's the scary thing with this AI stuff is like he started going into like it's a real thing.
The ethics.
The thing, it's like, well, like, it could be good, it could be evil, just based on whoever's using it. Like, as if the company has no responsibility. I go, so is it not the responsibility of the company to?
All it takes is that one person to like leak some
really
code or
smart
something.
Person that's smarter than these guys. Like, I mean,
or steal the code.
Can you imagine though if like somehow they're like, oh, easy bank account hack, real money, real hitman, and like it doesn't even know what it's doing. It's just doing its algorithm, and it hires a real life hitman to real life hit me.
Like it puts like an ad out there.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
AI generated ad. This is the guy, $500,000 reward.
And that, folks, is why use NordVPN.
Yeah, man. No,
well, I mean, that is a good reason to use a VPN, though. A lot of times because it'll mask that IP so that it'll make that.
But you got to pay for that.
Then the AI is like, no, man. Well, there's free ones, so it masks it more locally.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but
man, it's nuts.
But sometimes it feels like it slows my connection down anyway.
But I do wonder. That's technically a threat, right? Like he said, I'm an AI for a company, and yes, I will have you killed.
When you were talking about it, I was looking up. Remember, I was telling Tom about, and I got this because of iRobot, but there's a part in there where it talks about the AI's basically code of ethics and all this stuff. Yeah. And so I was looking for that because I seen that in another movie where it was pretty much the same thing. It was just worded a little different. Yeah. But basically, AI can't do this if this is true, sure, or if this happens. But if this
hard would that code be to write though? Like,
I don't know.
Feels like there'd be a lot of little like accidental loop code, like a loop.
Like, oh shit! Wait! No, if he does that, that means he could kill everyone. Skynet.
It's like
I was thinking about Terminator.
Yeah, and I always think of that movie. You remember Office Space, where the guy does the code wrong, and it's the decimal points in the wrong place, and they funnel like a shit ton of money out of the bank.
Well, it's like a penny for every
transaction. A fraction, like a 1/100th of a penny
but
every transaction.
Was it 1 penny?
But there were like millions of transactions, so you end up with hundreds of dollars, and it was like a penny per transaction, or
it was like a penny
more. He got the decimal point wrong, and so they like legit stole like 50 grand in like a week or something.
There's that check.
But I mean, the fraction of a penny, it's not real money. It doesn't go away. Like, there's got to be an industry that does that, right? Takes the fractions of pennies and like turns it into a real asset and then sells it on the market or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Such garbage, man.
Fuck, that's kind of cool though.
That's my business.
Yeah.
I'm the penny guy.
I just need half a cent. A lot of them.
Can you? If I want my real life money, you just shave down, like cut little pieces of a penny.
Here,
like, is it? Am I just dealing in like copper now? Like what?
Oh, when we were at Goodwill, I looked through this. They had this book. It was a coin collector's book.
Oh wow!
Right, and it showed the prices of certain coins.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Fuck, man, I would love." And I think it was just U.S. currency.
Yeah.
And there was some that was like fucking $5 to $7 grand.
It's nuts.
Just for some stupid coin.
I have a few coin books from so there was a gal that was we called her aunt. Forgot her name.
But you had an aunt that wasn't an aunt?
She wasn't an aunt.
Yeah,
she was my grandma's good friend, kind of like a mom, like a second mom to her.
Yeah.
So I mean, this gal, she was like 100 when she died in the 90s. She was an older gal. She lived in Seattle. She lived in a house right down by the ports.
Nice.
It was the wildest thing, but she probably bought it for like $20,000. Her husband had all these like old books of coins and stuff, and like we went to visit her one time, Aunt Mabel. God, I'm an idiot. That's her name. Aunt Mabel.
That's an 100-year-old name.
Mabel.
For sure.
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
And she's sweetest old gal. Yeah. And so like we're in her basement.
She's Southern in my head.
She's got all this stuff. She's like, well, child, you're a white boy. I'll give you some. I'm like, so anyway, she gave me these like books of coins, like old pennies and stuff. Like pennies from like the 30s, the 20s.
Oh, that's dope.
It's cool, man.
I bet you some of that shit were worth a little bit.
It could. I think I still have them. I got a bunch of shit jacked from me.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Hopefully, I think I still have them somewhere. But
when I lived in Vegas, I had a bunch of like I collect cards and like sports stuff. So I had like a lot of cards. But at that time when I was younger, you know, this like late 80s, early 90s, I remember I had like Jordan rookies. Like I had like cards that now would probably be worth money.
Yeah,
at least in my head I remember. But like our house got broken into, like where we lived, and fucking took everything.
Somebody, I had things in the storage unit. And the storage unit was sheetrock.
No.
Like the walls are just normal sheetrock.
Yeah, just punch through.
So some, really stand-up guy just used a chair and hacksawed a hole in the wall, got in, probably had a flashlight, looked through everything, stole a shit ton of stuff. Like I had an old Nintendo, an old Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. I had like just a ton of shit. My grandma had like these... pewter was a type of metal like knickknacks.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean didn't matter, but they were pewters, so it was like
worth so much.
Well, pewter, you melt those down into like bullets and shit. I don't know. I don't know what you do with pewter, but I don't know really what pewter is. But like it was my grandma's thing. It was like
it's
not something I was gonna put out, but like I had it. You know, it was like my grandmother's thing. I don't have anything from
an emotional investment.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me think of her when I see it. Yeah. So sometimes I get them out of the box and be like, "Oh, kitty bag," whatever.
Grammy.
Yeah, you know. Little tchotchkes over there. And so this broke my heart. And it was kind of funny, though, because the cops are like young cops. And they show up and they're looking around like, yeah, looks like. And their reasoning made no sense. Like they thought that the guy broke in, locked himself in, and then cut the hole to get out. I was like, I'm pretty sure he cut the hole to get in, used my shit to climb back out.
Yeah, that sounds more
like. I don't think I have much faith I'm getting any of this back.
It just reminds me of Lisi's been watching Law and Order SVU.
Oh boy,
or is it SUV? Special Victims Unit.
Large vehicle.
Boom, boom.
I kind of hate that show. I'm not gonna lie. It's so on the nose all the time, and just
I know. I was watching an episode. I wasn't watching it, but I was like half listening to it, and right away they're like, oh, Jim, showed up late. That's what it was, Jim. Yeah. He fucking killed the guy with this. They piece things together like so instantly. Fast. I'm like, well, get out of here. Like,
so he came, corny.
I totally said, he came to that conclusion that quick?
Right.
I was like, that's wild. Like, that's
he
crazy.
is Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it's freaking nuts.
I was thinking about the intro music last night.
Dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun. I was like, do they have like a jam session?
Did they still do like the 90s?
Yeah, dude, I got a bass riff and everything.
Yeah, a guy with glasses and a backwards.
Well, was he just jamming out?
Samuel Jackson's over there. Yeah, that's what I see is Samuel Jackson playing the bass.
He was just sitting there.
Yeah, little joint sticking out of his mouth.
That show has 25 seasons.
What's so funny about it, I love every time they get the guy. They get this prick. He's an awful rapist, jerk guy.
Of course.
And they get him in there, and they're like, you're going to talk. He's like, I'm not telling you nothing. They're like, we got you dead to rights. I did it. I did this too. He's talking. The lawyer's like, stop. And he like keeps talking. The lawyer's like, I tried. Yeah. That's the dumbest thing. Every fucking time the lawyer's like, I gave it a shot. So, seriously, right? Did it happen in that episode?
It did.
The guy said, no, Billy, you know what? Okay, all right.
This kid's like accused of rape or something, and he's like, I don't know how powerful of a political figure he was in this show, in this episode, but he's I'm gonna be the president, right?
And so really connected.
And the lawyer's like, hey, and he's like, no, I'll call the lead blah blah blah, and I'll have you won't get a job in this town ever again.
You're gonna lose your badge.
Like I'm the president.
I'm the president's son, and the lawyer just shuts up, right?
Like
I tried. Hey, kid was stuck. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like,
And then it turned out the lawyer was behind a lot. It was so stupid. It was so
just dumb.
stupid.
I'm sorry, SUV.
but like one of the episodes, so I'm like watching it with
low-hanging fruit is what I would kid it to.
So I was like watching it, and then I just laughed about the whole. I'm like, how did they come up with these just intros to certain things?
Yeah,
some of them are so cheesy sounding.
Sure,
but they hit so like when you hear that, you know what show that is. You already know what show that.
Yeah.
Like, do you think whoever made that was just like?
Oh, they knew it. They're like
that.
It sounds judgy. It sounds courtroomy. It sounds yeah.
Oh, and they always do that part. Like it'll cut to like just the courthouse.
Yeah.
December 1st, 2004.
Like it's a case file.
Yeah, always
dun dun.
Yeah.
Like it's the case.
This show's funny to me though.
Well, and it's like I guess what's so annoying with it is it's like it just feel good. Like you want to see the bad guy get caught, so it's like way too easy every time.
But everything's pretty much the same all the time.
It's the same damn story, different name, different guy.
It's the same story pretty much, but it's a different story.
It's Lisa this time.
It's Lisa killed. Like the one I was watching, the guy was actually getting abused by the girl.
Oh man.
And that was pretty awesome. Oh,
apparently she didn't think we were doing the podcast. We're just talking. That's
Blanca
right.
Pop did.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, it was funny as shit though.
Do you need something, babe? No. All right. Okay.
But that show cracks me up.
Yeah, no, it's great. I don't watch it. Network TV is kind of hard to watch.
Well, it's on like Paramount Plus or one of those.
Is it? Yeah,
Hulu. It's on Hulu. That's what it is.
Series.
I've been watching like not South Park, fucking Office.
Oh yeah,
I've been watching it. So I'm almost done with season 2.
Okay,
it's funny.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, it's fucking.
And there are so many moments like you've seen just
Michael Scott is the funniest, worst boss.
Yeah, he is Blanca's former boss. No joke. Like she worked for a guy who was wrong. Michael Scott.
It's hilarious.
This guy was just as politically incorrect all the time. All he ever worried about was birthday cakes. If somebody had a birthday, this guy was on it. They were going to get a cake. He wanted to order chairs all the time. Everyone else is trying to like actually do county work. No interest. He's just like he was the county engineer, and he's just like, we'll get to that. It's fine. Just signing shit. Like didn't even look it over. Just signs it. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Send it out.
Like, oh wow,
just engineer it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like
everyone on well water. Cool. Whatever.
Yeah, everyone gets well water. You get well water. You get. We're just pumping it right out of the Columbia. Well water. I love that.
It's a Bob and Tom.
Man, I love Bob and Tom. But like you said it locally, you guys probably deal with this too. Like when the new contract comes out, they change what station is going to run.
I don't like the new station.
I don't either. I wouldn't give two rats about it if I think that's his phrase. Anyway, if they didn't play a song at the end of a commercial break. I feel like sometimes we miss content because they want to play a stupid song.
I know, because it'll all of a sudden go to something different. And I'm like, wait, no, I was trying to hear what was going to go on.
Yeah, and like they're funny. I'm only listening 97.1 I was listening to because and I got used to it. I got used to having the music on and like the commercials and the certain DJs but I never cared about anything but Bob and Tom.
Yeah, same here.
And so like my loyalty shifts, but this it sucks. And it doesn't even feel like they have real anything. It's just like
I don't like it.
It just feels like hokey. Like there's a news station, and
I was like, "This sucks."
Yeah, so
because it was on 97 Rock
forever, and so you get used to that burr kind of music, and you're like, "Oh yeah, Bob and Tam, yeah."
I know there's an app where you can actually listen to.
There is, but those are never as like I don't know. They never feel as like real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You always feel like you're hearing it secondhand.
It's just it sounds. I feel used and
I feel used. I feel
used and abused.
You guys will never feel used and abused by us.
Never.
We're always 100%. By the way, we're posting today. You're going to hear us today.
Not tomorrow.
I'm not waiting forever.
Not next week. I know.
Man.
Anyway, that's just being businessmen
when
the way
you
we
go
are.
Corporate, there's a lot.
There's
a lot.
We're so corporate now.
Yeah, we're so corporate. We may not be. I don't know.
We're probably not. So I did have one thing. So Alicia was watching this movie called Players, right? It's like a new movie.
Have I seen
It's
it?
very stupid. It's like a cheesy romance style
I've
movie.
not seen it.
So it has the girl who played in not Ugly Betty, but Jane the Virgin.
Oh,
It has that girl,
yeah.
that actress.
I like
in it.
her.
Yeah, so she's in it. Damon Wayans Jr.'s in it. Like it's a it's just a typical movie, but they're like all friends. It's a group of friends.
Okay.
But like there's this thing. I haven't even. Alicia was like, "Do you want to watch it from the beginning?" I'm like, "Nah, just keep watching
I don't
it."
care.
Yeah,
I don't need the
care.
backstory.
I don't care.
I'm caught up.
yeah.
Not the deepest story. Yeah.
Because right away I'm like, these two like each other, huh? It's like because they're all friends, but it made me think. I don't think a girl and a guy can stay and be friends. I feel like that's a hard thing to do because they're at dinner, like they're double dating, right?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden those two just have this conversation together, like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
So like,
then the guy, the dates, the two dates were looking at each other like,
yeah.
what are you guys talking about?
Friends who are girls that I was like very good friends with and had no emotional,
and that's
romantic.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think long term,
I don't think that can work.
No, I mean, like I have an issue right now where there's a gal I used to work with, a great gal and stuff. I thought we were going to kind of like stay in touch and that Blanc and us were going to get together and everyone kind of hang out. And I'm thinking this is probably not going to happen.
No.
Things, just insecurities. Okay. All right. Awkward. All right.
But no, I mean, it's like,
it's difficult. And it's
because how weird would it be to be like, hey babe, I'm going to go dinner
you
with
just go like hang
Susan.
out. Yeah.
Me and Susan are about to go to go have like, because this is how it was. It was like, I'm going to go hang out with the family, with my guys.
Well, you really couldn't because that person is supposed to be your person of the opposite sex, right?
Yeah.
So if they're going and getting that from somebody else,
hey, me and Johnny, man, we're going to go.
it doesn't mean you can't, have people in your life and stuff. But
so do you think
there's
that a friendship like that could work?
No.
I don't think so either.
Long term, where you're like leaving to go be with that person.
Like, yeah, I'm going to have lunch. Well, I thought we were having lunch. Nah, I promised Susan though. Like, I'm gonna have to go. Have Susan.
I can tell for a fact it would not work.
Can you imagine?
Facts. It will not work. This is yeah.
Yeah, it made me think of that though. But you could like right away when you're watching, you can just see the story. It's gonna.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen. Sometimes I throw a curveball and it's like it doesn't happen, but not those movies.
I think this is like a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
And it has the guy who plays Lucifer in the show Lucifer.
Okay.
So it has like a good cast, a decent cast,
Yeah.
I mean,
so does the guy get mad at her and break up? You want to be with your friend? I know it.
There's a part in the movie. Yeah. Well, I think she does the breaking up, but it was.
Does she end up getting with the friend?
I don't know. I left to come here.
Good for you.
I was just like,
good for you.
Because it was like, Johnny, I just need you. So in the show, she's like a writer, right? And she's dating a guy that's a Pulitzer.
Jane the Virgin was a writer. Come on, guys.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I never watched the show.
It was a good show. Like kind of girly, but good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
Which I heard Cheeky watched it. She liked it.
It was fun. It was a fun show. She was an author though. She was writing a novel.
So in this one, she's like works as a sports writer. I don't know, some
sports writer.
Yeah, go ahead.
She's a girl. No, I'm just kidding.
Equal opportunity.
I'm kidding.
It is still weird.
Girls can do it. Girls know sports.
We're old.
Girls know more sports than I do.
No, I've heard some girls were like, damn, she says that better than the dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she's like writing her. It's the piece that's supposed to be like the best piece ever. Yeah, the best sports writing ever. Whatever. Yeah. So she has her boyfriend.
Better than Ray Romano.
She has her boyfriend who's like a Pulitzer Prize writer, obviously.
Yeah.
Go over it.
Is that Lucifer?
Yeah. Ah. So she wants him to read it, but her friend has already read it.
And it's the best.
He's like, did Nick read it?
Wayne's? Is it?
Yeah, Wayne's is like, well, did he? I read it. It was great. Oh, I could hear your voice. It was just magnificent.
It's you and it's perfect. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, it was like that, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, did Nick read it? And she's like, no, he's writing. You know how editors are. And he has a deadline. It's 2 pages. And the guy's like, yeah, I take a shit and I could read 10 pages. Something stupid. And yeah. So I just I'm like, oh my God, I already know what's going to happen.
Thanks for being so positive about my work.
Because he does read it. And obviously, him being a Pulitzer Prize winning writer, what do you think he did?
It's a sports piece.
And he read it. What do you think? Did he like it? No, he thought it was a shitty
Do
thing.
sports pieces get Pulitzer Prize?
I guess. But so he rewrote it all.
Yeah.
She was like, no, I don't like it.
That's not my authentic voice.
Yeah, well, Damon Wayans tells her that. And this is all I'm seeing. Like, this is just a portion of it. So I can guarantee you she ends up putting it out with her own voice, wins a prize, and those two get together. Bet you. I'm going to ask Alicia when I get home. And then I'll report it back next week.
I guarantee you.
I'm shaking my hands.
Hey, let me tell you.
Yeah. But no. It was funny.
Dude, it's
such a cheesy movie.
Every time, though, you know.
Which way is this?
He slapped the shit out of his mic. That's like, I don't know, man. That's what I love about really good products is like there's layers to it.
Yeah, this one's,
I know I talk about Sopranos a lot, but I mean, like every time I watch the series, there's stuff I pick up that I didn't pick up before. Cuts, like from one scene to the next. Like there's a story within a story within a story.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not this like obvious, like we said earlier, take the script, change a few details, and
Lifetime
just pump
movies.
out the same. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like those little, and I know they're great. I've watched them.
I felt like The Sopranos was the same episode every episode.
Like how so?
No, I'm just kidding.
we're gonna have it out.
I've watched like
This cocksucker over here. No, it's a very good show.
No, it is.
Yeah, but
no, I get it though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you do watch the shows where it's just like, or those movies where it's just like, oh, okay, this is
right. You know what's going to happen before it happens.
This is like Lifetime.
Law and Order, same damn thing.
Same.
By minute 20, they're going to have the guy in the room spilling his guts while the lawyer just sits on the side.
Yeah, I started watching like I'm starting to watch Star Trek: The Next Generation. And so,
with Captain Picard.
Yeah,
yes, Jean-Luc Picard.
So I'm like, oh shit, dude, this show's cool.
Yeah.
So I started watching that, and I started watching Star Wars. I'm starting to watch those.
Nice.
I don't know why. I just wanted to watch those. And just
you're
watch.
You're sci-fi-ish.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna watch them to like. I don't think I've ever watched Star Wars and like paid attention to things. You know what I mean?
It's old enough of a movie that it's very easy to just put it on. And
you know what's cool about that movie that it makes me, because it came out in 1977.
Yeah.
And when I watched it last night, when I was watching some of it, I was just like, God, this probably looks so sick back.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not like it's terrible.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like the graphics and like, man, that was probably so like
when they were
groundbreaking,
through, like flying through the
just
channels
the
and
like
stuff.
the lightsabers, just all of it. It just seems so. I can picture back then. It was probably like, oh, this looks so real.
Honestly, I like it. I like that kind of stuff a lot more than I like the newer stuff where everything's so CGI that it's like, you know what I mean?
What movie did we watch? I was watching X-Men last night because I switched between movies.
Yeah,
because I was falling asleep, so I was like, let me throw X-Men on. But anyway, this girl she's like, this is my power, and she just has wings like a fucking dragonfly.
Oh wow!
But they show her in the air.
Pretty fake.
So stupid.
Do you ever?
You can see she's on something. She's just on it. I literally,
like they corny cut her out.
I literally laughed like, oh my god! I was like sitting there laying in bed, just like, this looks so.
Well,
dumb.
that's like. Do you remember? I think it was Matrix 2 when Neo like jumps in the air and he's like spinning, and his cloak looked so fake.
Or when he flies in the air.
Yeah. It's like the old Harry Potter movies when he's playing Quidditch or whatever, and it just looks like a cartoon.
Yeah. No.
You know, it's hard. They've gotten a lot better, but there is something about real footage versus like, obvious cartoon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's how I felt. It was I don't
so like
funny.
all the green screen. Like sometimes now, like even like random scenes in movies, you'll look and be like, are they in front of a green screen? Like for no reason.
I think a lot of times now they can do that.
They are. And it's just like, I don't know. It loses its like aura. Like a big thing about movies is you have to be bought into it. You have to believe in the falseness or whatever.
As an actor, I think it would be fun to go on set to like an actual, not just in a studio, but like an actual, like you're in the
and
woods.
obviously not everything's live on
you let a real bear
but
fuck you up, like that.
Usually you think like a house, the inside of a house, it's like a set, right?
Yeah,
that's fair, that's fine, but like There's some shows I'll watch, like the murder shows and stuff, and they're interviewing like experts or whatever, like psychologists, and it's very clear they're sitting in front of an image of the inside of a house.
Yeah,
and it's like, just build a fucking set, bro. You know what I mean?
Just sit in a room like us.
Just sit in a room. We're in front of a real.
So I've watched Supernatural enough that there's certain scenes where I can see that they'll use like, oh, this tower is this.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden later on, I'll notice like, oh shit. Like they're like, because they get their own, like, I guess, layer. I guess you can say. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's the layer. That's the same thing. You know?
Yeah.
You can tell it was the same set. It's just, they changed things.
Right.
Overall, everything was.
But the floor plans kind of. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Well, I don't gotta know.
Me either. My nose is very stuffed. I gotta go take care of that.
Right.
But yeah, man. Thanks for listening, guys. Happy
President's
just
Day.
want to tell Martin Luther King Jr. thanks for doing a fantastic job as a president. You deserve this day.
President MLK.
Hey, he could have been.
Oh, he would probably been a badass.
Yeah. Who knows what would have happened? He would have at least been a senator, I think.
For sure.
At least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He would have been a congressman.
Yeah. All right, guys.
You guys have a good day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You take care.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. This one's for Mike. Mike likes it when we talk.